time to talk.
It's 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 time to talk.
The rolling hills of Wisconsin play host to one of the most iconic road courses in all of motorsports, as Road America welcomes the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series for round 12 of the season. At 4 miles in length, this historic circuit is a true test of man and machine. Long straightaways, heavy braking zones, and technical corners that demand precision every single lap. One mistake here doesn't cost you inches, it can cost you seconds. So glad you could join us here on Green Flag TV. Marty Sakala alongside Sheldon Atkins, Dustin Allis working in Mission Control. And Sheldon, 5 races remaining until the chase. The pressure is starting to build.
Absolutely, and what a way to get things kicked off here, too, with a 4-mile-long, 14-corner behemoth of a road course that's going to pretty much throw these guys every possible twist that it can handle. I always love coming to this place, and it's great to see at least one league on the iRacing service. Loved Road America as well, because this is going to be an absolute challenge for each one of these drivers tonight.
Absolutely. Let's show you those chase standings coming on into the weekend, and it gets exciting from here. Obviously, you've got focus as well on Josh Grosso, though, who's had a dominant points lead, continues after coming off win number 5 of the season last week in fuel mileage in Nashville. But we're keeping an eye on that final playoff spot up for grabs. It's a tight battle from 11th on back, Sheldon.
Yeah, Aaron Barnacle hanging on to P11 after last week. Brandon Bogowski rounding out the top 12. And I'm excited to see how this thing goes. I mean, everybody's got kind of a little bit of a reset here. Grosso trying to run away with it this season, though. And, I don't see how that Dr. Pepper machine is going to strike out.
We also have a look at the team points coming on into the weekend. And no surprise, once again, Dunk Down Motorsports continuing to dunk on the competition.
I mean, like I said, it's been a dominant run for them this year, so I don't see how much is going to change unless we start having some really big mistakes here in the playoffs.
We'll just have to see indeed. Qualifying continuing here around Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. A longer qualifying session, of course, with the 4-mile racetrack. Drivers with lap times over 2 minutes. Get a look at the times in just a moment. Tonight's race brought to you by our friends at Admin Box, a purpose-built hardware tool designed to simplify race control for iRacing League admins. Rather than typing commands or relying on complex key bindings, Admin Box offers a physical button box that connects via USB with pre-programmed commands tailored specifically for race management tasks. Its buttons feature LED backlighting for easy availability, making it ideal for fast-paced and high-pressure race environments. In essence, it transforms asynchronous typing into quick tactile control, allowing you to trigger cautions, manage drivers, handle pit commands, and more, all with the press of a button. Going over to adminbox.com when purchasing, use code MARS-BOX, MARS-BOXX for 10% off all orders, and check out what they have to offer. And by 4 Mile Media and Design, providing professional creative services tailored to the racing community, such as custom paint schemes and graphics, race winner overlays and event graphics, and video clipping and editing. At 4 Mile, we make your racing moments look as sharp off the track as they do on it. Going over to 4mile.net and check them out, and don't forget to use the code MARS15 for a discount. That's MARS15. Well, as we head on into tonight's race here, we talk about how tough this track is. We talk about the drivers on the bubble that know that this is their best chance to maybe pick up some points, especially if you're a road course regular, while the championship contenders are looking to avoid disaster at a track that has no forgiveness, as We ride on board with Corey Crowell coming off of another podium finish last week at Nashville, also saving fuel to get it done. I think the big contenders we have to watch out closely for tonight, Sheldon, are those that maybe have the higher I rating on the road courses. You look at a guy like Wesley Triplett, for example, over a 5,000 I rating. Dominic Barbagallo over 4,000. Same with Ryan Fleck. And then also a guy just under that 4,000 mark, obviously Josh Grasso.
Yeah, absolutely. You want to keep your eyes on who's got the most I rating, but at the same time, I mean, it's the road courses, it's stock car. Things are a little different here for these guys, I suppose, if they were to run the more of the touring car series. Right now, Joshua Grasso sitting up at the top of the board, as we've pretty much seen all year long for him. Caleb McKinney, though, putting in a really good lap time, 2:06.996, almost a second off the pace of your pole sitter right now, but that 76 machine looking pretty stout here, and then across the board, it's a lot of fall off for a lot of these guys, though. Third place, Angel Hernandez sitting with a 2:07.362. And it's pretty much a 2:07 club until you get to 8th position. Everybody starts to drop down to 2:08s, 2:10s, and 2:13s on through the board.
Just over 20 drivers here with us this evening, 17 taking time. The rest lined up via iRating. Time to take a look at our starting lineup for this evening. Pair of drivers in the 206s. That's your front row. Josh Grasso with a 2:06.097. To the outside, Caleb McKinney in car number 76. Row 2, it's Angel Hernandez in the 42. Brandon Bagaski in the 44. They lead the 207 drivers, along with Dominic Barbagallo in the 77. Aaron Barnacle in the 66. One of those drivers in a bubble spot trying to make a playoff position. Then the 208s, Austin Smith starts 7th in the 23, next to Chance Manny in the 54. And rounding out the top 10, Wesley Triplett in the 74, and Matt Forns in the 10.
Rolling off the grid in P11 is going to be the 3 machine of Austin Collins with Wyatt Walker up top in 12th. 13th on the grid going to be the 99 machine of Dennis Kane with Zach Case starting P14. 15th place, the 19 Toyota Camry of Zachary Beekman with Devin Galvin starting at 16th. 17th off the grid here is going to be the 25 machine of Jonathan Dolly with Ryan Fleck starting his outside in 18th. 19th going to be the 57 of Justin Barkley with Corey Crowell rounding out the top 20.
Fleck on back, all being lined up via iRating. Brandon Puffenbarger starting 21st in the 5. Brian White 22nd in the 18. Row 12, Josh Neal in the 82. Wayne Garland to the outside in the 84. In the final row this evening, Michael Smith in the 45. Michael Gervey in the 13. You may notice as well on that starting lineup, no choose cone this evening, obviously because we are at Road America. And because of that, we have no caution flags throughout the race except for the stage break. So a choose cone won't be needed. Keep an eye on that track tab 96. It was actually just over 100 degrees back in the practice session, so has cooled off just a little bit. The partly cloudy skies as well can definitely help out the drivers as well on lap time when it comes to grip.
Absolutely. Also, one thing I want to note, too, before we get this thing kicked off, we are well into the playoffs right now. We're at that point of the season where a lot of these guys don't really have a whole lot to fight for aside from pride and honor if you didn't make it into the playoffs. But we're also at a road course, and road courses, notorious for reduced participation in pretty much every oval-based league on the service. And we got 26 car field here tonight. So the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series doing a great job putting together these events and keeping that field completely packed full of drivers. There's 26 cars here around Road America. You're going to see a little bit of lap traffic by the time we start to get halfway through this race. And that right there could be a massive changing point for whoever's going to come home with the checkered.
Let's start by talking about the track here. They'll fan out down the front stretch, but then actually hold that thought. We've actually had a pair of drivers starting from the pits. Brian White actually towed his race car. I believe he's going to wait. He's going to start for the pits, and same with Corey Crowell. Wait for all the calamity to break out before making their way back onto the racetrack. So let's talk about Road America. They fan out down the front stretch. Turn 1 comes out fast for these drivers. It's a heavy braking zone at the end of the hill. And this is where everyone basically tries to be brave here, Sheldon, and be patient without giving up the race on lap 1.
Absolutely. This race is going to put these drivers to their limits here today. I talk about the changes that iRacing makes all the time. One of the big changes they made in the off season, specifically right before Circuit of the Americas, they switch this over to the 750 package. No rear diffuser. Next to no downforce to speak of on these cars. But not only did they change that, they also changed, the way the brakes work in the next-gen car at the short tracks and the road courses. And there's not going to be a lot of grip for these guys to find out here. These cars are going to be pretty much on the edge. Think classic ice racing, if you will. Because you're going to be pretty much dead loose on corner exit. You're going to be on the verge of locking up the brakes. Probably a lot of these guys locking up. Wheel hop's going to be a huge problem. And with the lack of downforce, there's just going to be nothing to help keep these cars slotted into the track.
I do want to get back to the track, though, turn by turn. After turn 1, they roll downhill through the early section, trying to stay in line, keep the tires underneath them. Easy place to get loose if you're too greedy on throttle. And then one of the biggest passing zones on the track the drivers come up to, Sheldon. That moraine sweep underneath the Sargento Bridge. Long run, big draft, huge braking zone. We could expect some dive bombs there, especially on restart laps. Then you have the quick left-hander after turn 5. For turn 6, cars got to rotate. Can't overdrive it with the hill coming next. Then they start building speed again for turn 7 into the hurry downs. A section all about rhythm and exit speed because it sets up the long run down toward Canada Corner. They just went past the carousel where patience matters, a long sweeping corner. If you miss the entry, you're fighting the car for what feels like forever. And they also just went past the kink. The fastest, bravest part of the track, not a passing zone for most drivers, it's commitment. You lift wrong, you lose time, you push too hard, there's no room for error. If you catch the grass, you're done. You're using that quick repair. Then they're through kettle bottoms, that long straightaway, a big draft, and another monster braking zone right here. Canada Corner, a prime passing spot and a prime mistake spot at the same time. Then they're trying to clean it up and get pointed toward the final corner. They're going towards the Billy Mitchell bend, as they call it, where drivers start thinking about the front stretch. The final right-hander, though, turn 14, most important corner on the lap. You need a strong exit speed to carry up all the way on the hill to the stripe. A bad exit hurts you for the entire front stretch. 32-lap race here tonight with a break at lap 10. Pit road speed at 45 miles an hour. 4 tires the drivers have. With it being a road race tonight, there is one quick repair. Keep an eye on the fuel window, 20 to 22 laps we'll talk about later on. As they come to green, we say, where else would you rather be than right here, right now, up the hill in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin? It's showtime at Road America.
Big struggles on the outside lane there. Caleb McKinney not able to grab a gear, losing a whole bunch of spots. 3 back now. Deep into turn 1, a little bit of contact. Up the hill and around goes Sergio Hernandez into the kitty litter.
Barbagallo also gets caught up in the gravel as well. And 3 contenders early in this one get forced back to the pack. And again, like I said, there's the stage break on lap 10. Dive bomb from Dolly. We got Bagaski around as well in the 44. He's off into the gravel as well. Got to remember as well, the gravel, when the drivers get back on, they'll leave some dust mites there. And now they go down the moraine sweep, approaching the left-hander into turn number 5. And Grasso, you see already, is just gone for the pack. Side by side, meanwhile, that is Beekman the 19, Collins the 3. The race for 6th spot here, Sheldon.
Well, it's going to pull around the outside line here, coming in 6th. Trying to shut the door of the 19 of Beekman. Beekman up to the back bumper, not able to connect. 1 car around off into the grass.
Oh, that's Case.
A Ford's having trouble already.
Case and Crowell, I believe, has also crashed as well. Same with Michael Gervey behind him with the 13. Turn number 5, biting a lot of people. Josh Neal now goes around the 82. Leaders, though, approaching the carousel, the most patient part of the racetrack. Now we got another car sideways. It's Barkley in the 87. It's going to be the 57. Garland in the 84 also goes around. And now the leaders approach the kink going into Canada Corner.
And down the backstretch right now.
Oh, we got one in the grass. Wow. Triplet. Oh, one hard on the wall, by the way, in the back. That's Wyatt Walker in the 71 into traffic, and nobody gets him.
Tough start here for these guys, and that's going to be a day ender there for Wyatt Walker. You see the smoke flying out from underneath the engine. That's going to be a tow, and that's going to be a long tow here at Road America.
Yeah, chances to win are over, but does have the quick repair. Keep that in mind. Beekman finally clears Collins for 6th position on track, and coming off at turn number 4, Lap 1, which felt like an entire race.
Oh, the
Grasso
95.
leads, and we also have Beekman off track. That driver that was running in the... No, that's not Beekman, correction.
That's
That is Beekman. I'm
Galvin.
sorry. Oh, yeah, you're
Galvin
right.
in the
It is
95
Galvin.
went around. Rough start here for a lot of these guys.
Man,
I mean,
with
that's
the
kind of
mountains...
what... That's what I was
Go ahead.
expecting, though. You know, imagine how little grip these cars have once you get them side by side, bumper to bumper, sending into the corner, trying to make moves happen. People are going to overstep their boundaries. And the boundaries, you know, in the past with this next-gen car at the road courses, you had a lot wider margin for error. This year, you have none. You go and you make the slightest mistake, throw the tire just a little too much, and it's going to come around on you because there's nothing to lean on anymore.
Pretty eventful start to this one. Here's what happened in turn number 1.
And right here, you're going to see three bros go off into the gravel here and build sandcastles. And not the way you want to start out here at Road America. But that worked out for Grasso because while everybody else is having a beach day, he gets to walk off with a 3.5-second lead already. Only on lap 2 of 45.
Everyone else having a beach day while Grasso enjoying the sun at the moment. On board with the 5th place driver, Wesley Triplett. And again, it's all about patience early on. Do you want the track position? Absolutely, like if you're Josh Grasso, but it's a long race. 45 laps the distance here around Road America.
It's all about the long haul here. So we see the wreck for the 71 machine of Wyatt Walker. Just came out there, car snapped around on him a little bit, wasn't able to correct it. Oh, your race leader off the track, Grasso.
Oh, no!
Completely misses Canada corner, loses a whole bunch of time here. Aaron Barnacle moves himself up to second past the 23 machine of Austin Smith, and now he's just 1.9 back from your race leader.
So Grasso loses a ton of time to Barnacle. Austin Smith rounding out the top 3. They make their way off of turn 14. Luckily, Grasso is still the leader. Couple more. Upside down, Michael Smith in the 45. Devin Galvin also involved. There you see it there as we double box. Smith has taken it to the pits, but a flip at Road America. You don't see this often. Smith just caught too much of the gravel and just toppled over.
I think that's the first time I've seen somebody flip over from a spin into the gravel trap as long as I've been on iRacing.
That's kind of like, do you remember? On board here with Smith. Look at this.
That is insane. I mean, that's true to life, though. People have flipped there quite a few times. And, you know, we've seen that before on a lot of other oval tracks and stuff like that, where you just get those outside tires dug into the grass or the gravel and it'll snap over on you. You see it all the time at Sonoma back in the day.
Yeah, I was going to say, do you remember when Ward Burton had that flip back in qualifying? Car just taked off the wall and did that very slow rollover. I mean, yeah, you were mentioning Steve Park and Kenny Schrader, too, I believe.
Yeah. As a lifelong Ward Burton fan, I do remember that, and I hate you for that.
You wish you had something through the window right now, wouldn't you? Here's Barbagallo on Dolly for 11th.
Barbagallo. Great corner there, and around goes the 25 machine.
Great save for the 4-mile ride.
A lot of spots lost there, though. And a part of this, too, could be attributed to the fact that, you know, when you get sent offline here, we saw how much gravel and dust was flying off these cars under pacing. As we see more getting added to the racing surface here to furthermore prove my point, but there's not much room or much grip on the outside of the driving line here because, well, it seems like everybody, the brother and the pace car, have found their way off the track here to track more stuff into the racing surface. And look at the amount of gravel being laid down there. That's going to be treacherous.
Yeah, how much of an issue can that be? You don't have that much when you have all this gravel on the racetrack. It's basically like a dirt track here at this point.
I mean, you remember how I told you there was next to no grip to be found in these cars to begin with? Well, you've just reduced, I'd say, probably at least 15 to 20% of that with the amount of gravel thrown down. Good news, though. The 45 machine, Michael Smith, after the harrowing flip, has returned to the racing surface. Currently sitting in 25th, though, a lap down. Got him towed pretty quick. car piece back together as well. Always helps to have a backup car in the hauler.
Here's a look at Beekman. Just a kiss to the tire barrier, if not just in front of it.
Careful with those tire barriers, too. That's probably the most painful surface to hit here on iRacing. Right more with Dominic Barbagallo getting down to the inside, trying to get 2 for 1. Grabs too much curbing, though. Almost loses the back end. Has to chase it down. And heavy lock up there for Beekman and off into the gravel for the 19. It has not been a good couple laps for him.
It's just going from bad to worse. And behind him, Bagaski's gone off, and same with Ryan Fleck. Obviously, we talked about how bad it can be when there's gravel on the asphalt. Not only the instant loss of grip, but if there's gravel near a braking zone, for example, or we just lost Ryan Fleck. He's in the kitty litter just before the carousel. That can mean that if the braking zone, it can become unpredictable. Look at that mess.
And you see the Night Machine of Fleck tracking the Purina Fresh Step with scent crystals back onto the racetrack. Going to make it a little more slippery for the rest of these guys when they come through there. Right now, who hasn't had problems so far this race? Well, I can't say your race leader, Josh Magrasso, went off in Canada corner. Aaron Barnacle put together a pretty good run, though. Haven't seen the 66 machine throw a tire in the wrong direction. Chance Manning as well, big gainer here. Started around the end half of the top 10, sitting currently in P3, 7 seconds back from your race leader. And Barnacle's in a good spot right now, though. Sitting back there, 3 seconds off your race leader, that is what my friends and I always eloquently refer to as no man's land. You don't have to push too hard because you know you're not going to get the leader. And you don't have to really worry about the guy behind you because he's probably going to burn the tires off trying to get to the back of you. Just kind of sit here, log some nice, calm laps, and try to think big picture, max points day here if you're Barnacle.
So Barnacle driving pretty well at the moment, although Grasso has continued to increase the lead. This is from the back end of Chance Manning with Wesley Triplett behind him for third. Hang on. There goes Chance. That is just before the uphill.
I guess Triplett hit the intimidate button there.
What is this, the EA Sports days all over again?
Well, those two have had a couple blows thrown at each other this year. You know, a little bit of a rivalry. Remember all the way back to, I believe it was Phoenix.
I believe you're right.
A double dump and run for the win, and both coming up empty-handed with, if I do remember correctly, penalties and probations being handed out for the post-race. But everything's been pretty calm for both drivers since then. But, I mean,
we just lost Matt Forns before the carousel. He keeps it going. And this wild start continues. This may be wilder than any race at Daytona or Talladega combined.
Yeah, it's getting there.
Let's go to third here. Triplett and Austin Smith. They're already on lap traffic, by the way. Approaching Michael Smith, remember, who flipped earlier on. I love, if you haven't noticed, the side of Triplett's car. I think it's on the left side, too. Yeah, it is. As Michael Smith goes off the track. I love the Be Like Biff on the side. You know, Biff would have been proud of what we saw this past weekend at Talladega. You know, Cletus McFarland having, in my opinion, the best car at Dega in the ARCA race last weekend, coming up short to my guy Andy Jankowiak. And then Carson Hocevar winning his first ever Cup Series race.
Like I say, I've been yelled at multiple times for being a bit of a naysayer with Cleat, but it's not from a capacity of he's just got no talent. It's just a capacity of I want him to stick at ARCA for a full season and get his feet under him before he tries to go truck or rally racing. But yeah, Cleat's put together a great run. I'll tell you what, how about that Carson Hocevar win Sunday afternoon?
That was cool.
Absolute cinema.
I've been one of the few that's believed in Hocevar from the truck days, and it's mostly because, you know, it's a sport that needs personality, and Carson Hocevar can sell the sport easily, just like Cletus McFarland can. There's a reason why they were both in the Hell Yeah campaign to start off the 2026 season, and now Hocevar is a winner. The crowd pop during that celebration, absolutely insane.
I'm going to show my age here, which I tend to do very often. As we got one car around, head on into the inside fence there. Wide Walker, as well as Forns is off the track, and it looks like the 84 machine of Garland.
Chaos again.
Thankfully, nobody has to worry about safety rating this week.
Yeah.
Wyatt
That's
Walker
again.
But
no limit on instant count, by the way, for those wondering at home. But go ahead.
No, as I'm saying, as far as Hocevar goes, and I'm going to show my age here. I remember racing against him heavy back in 2018, 2019 when he was on 5-star racing in B Open. Good times. It's come a long way since then.
I've talked with Carson.
Used to do the old self-spin for caution routine every now and then if it wasn't working out, but he's gotten so much better throughout the years, and love seeing him up at the front, carrying the flag for us iRacers everywhere. I've
talked with Carson in the past. He's just such a great dude. Absolutely well-deserved. We're seeing pit stops here. Angel Hernandez brings his 42 on in, and this is something I wanted to talk about earlier on, but let's do a stage strategy breakdown. The stage break, we were told going into tonight, was going to be at around lap 10. How are you setting this up if you're a guy like Josh Grasso? Are you pitting early and sacrificing stage points so you can have the lead to begin the second part of the race? Or do you just take the playoff point as we have Garland off track again?
Man, at this point, I just set myself up for the win, or the best position possible at the end of the race.
Triplet, meanwhile, overcooked. The left-hander in turn 5. Just lost his spot to Austin Smith. Someone going off-road, and it's Manny, meanwhile, in the 54 behind them. Here's a look at what happened to Triplet. Look at all of that litter. My cat could go out there right now and be very happy.
Mine would happily go around the litter, because I've got one of those ones that likes to go outside of the box while standing in it. As you see the 84 machine of Garland struggling here. No issues missing the fresh step there for the 84s. We got another one around off into the grass, and that was almost calamity, but a great save from Dolly.
Close call for him. We got another one off track. It's Barrichello when he goes around.
No, save it.
Oh, that's going to be bad.
Oh, he's going deep here.
Oh, boy. Oh, he's better be thankful that there's some extra track there. That's typically an alternate version of the racetrack from time to time. Look at this. Now this, my folks, this is called a ride in the Dente.
No, this right here, this is a joker lap for Barbagallo. Right there, guys. Anybody wondering?
Grasso pitting, by the way. Should mention, leader is on pit road, and yes, confirmed 2 laps until the stage break. Aaron Barnacle, now your race leader, up 9 seconds on Austin Smith.
For anybody wondering, though, that's what about a $500,000 lawnmower looks like.
Again, the fuel window about 20 to 22 laps. So with it being a 32-lap race, expect drivers pitting, either going the full distance or maybe splitting the strategy in half. Hang on, Aaron! Got a little turf there. Gonna ride on board here with Barnacle, your leader.
I feel like a lot of these guys are just happy that they chose Road America instead of the Chicago Street Course.
Oh gosh,
we'd probably have 2 cars left at this point.
Everyone would be dead. Or any straight circuit, like St. Pete. Matt Forn's off track.
Tell you what, it may catch flack, but I am pretty glad that experiment is over and done with for now.
Yeah, I'm excited for Chicagoland. Here's Forns overdriving it into 5. And even grass can be detrimental to a braking zone, too. Kind of like if you're going from corner to corner.
Anything that can just cover up those tires, take away some of that grip, not going to be a good time for any of these guys.
A lot of wheel hopping as well with all the shifting you're seeing, because if you're downshifting very aggressively here as well, those rear tires are just going to chitter chatter, and that car will freak out and go around, or if not, just go up the track. Final lap of the stage underway for your leader. You're on board with Aaron Barnacle. But I'm counting right now here when we come back to the green flag for the stage. Ooh, as Beekman, meanwhile, in the gravel at Canada Corner. But I'm counting right now here, Sheldon. 5 drivers on the lead lap at the moment. Nope, actually, I should correct myself. 4 drivers on the lead lap at the moment. That pitted under stage number 1. And so they would likely be the top 4 coming back to green. Grasso, Hernandez, Corey Crowell, and Wayne Garland.
Kind of wonder though for those guys if the tire attachment might be might be a bit problematic, because they're going to have to really book it to catch up just to be able to pass. It's not an easy track to fly around pretty quick at.
Right, absolutely. And think about this as well for Aaron Barnacle. This is a huge deal from getting the stage win, because remember, like we mentioned, he's 2 points up on the cut line going on into the weekend. This is a very important weekend for him, and so this is definitely well deserved, or I should say 5 points up on the cut line going into the weekend.
Barnacle putting together a really good run here. Just been consistent. Everybody around him's made mistakes here this evening. That 66 car has not thrown a tire wrong way. I mean, I don't think I've seen him slip a tire off into the grass since we dropped the green flag. Really consistent in laps here. Just look at all the sand right there. Oh my Lord.
That's just, this place is going to turn into a beach by the end of the day. We'll have to bring out swimsuits, but 2:07.77 is Aaron Barnacle's best lap time on the day so far. 0.6 off the best lap of Zach Beekman. Up the hill he goes, and to the green and white checkered flag. Barney won't show it though, but Barnacle, the winner of the stage. We'll wait for the top 10 to come across the line here. We'll show you actually Chance Manning, Caleb McKinney in the battle for 4th. McKinney, one of those drivers. He's 50 points up going into the weekend, but definitely could use some points here for sure. Manning beats out McKinney for 4th at the end. And here's Josh Grasso. Hey, even with pitting, Grasso will get a stage point out of this, finishing 10th.
No. Chance Manning's around from 5th place.
And Manning will not be able to maintain that spot because he was off the track, but he's trying to see if he can get his position back because he went around. I'm not sure how they're going to look at that, though. But in the meantime, we are 10 laps complete in our 45-lap event. Barnacle, the stage winner, will step aside for a bit as pit stops coming up in just a moment. It's the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series on Green Flag TV.
Racing isn't easy, but experiencing it is. iRacing puts you in the driver's seat with the industry's leading sim racing game. Drive on laser scan replicas of the greatest racing circuits from around the world. Go head-to-head against other drivers chosen by skill-based matchmaking to ensure competitive racing at every level. Compete across all your favorite series. In officially licensed cars, engineered to deliver the most accurate driving experience possible. Join iRace or host your own with players from across the globe. Race against the computer or in a league with friends. Feel the thrill behind the wheel. Visit iRacing.com.
Pit road is open. And we expect everyone except the 4 drivers that stayed out, that pitted before lap time. So Josh Grasso should assume the race lead, followed by Angel Hernandez and Wayne Garland. I said 4, I meant 3. Corey Crowell, I forgot, did his lap, stayed on, was in his box before the start of the race. So our graphic may show that he has made he has made 2 pit stops, which he has technically made 1. Obviously, 4 tires and fuel here is the strategy. Definitely gonna need the tires after a rough stage for a lot of teams.
Yeah, a lot of mistakes to start things out here from Red America. A lot of guys wrecked, a lot of guys, a couple guys, well, one getting upside down. But this is a good chance for some of these guys to... This is a good chance for some of these guys to try and wipe the slate clean, though, to start over here now that everybody's gotten bunched back up with this caution. You see Barbagallo,
pit road. Go ahead.
Having issues getting into the box, finally able to get service, but a lot of spots lost there for the 77 machine. Let's go follow the way back down to P16 here.
So Barnacle wins the race off of pit road. Chance Manning second, Caleb McKinney third, Austin Smith fourth, Wesley Triplett fifth, Austin Collins in sixth, Matt Foran seventh, Zach Case eighth, Zach Beekman ninth, and Dennis Kane. They rounded out the top 10. If you're watching on Green Flag TV, thanks for joining us here for Mid-Atlantic Racing Series action. here up in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. Let's see who's checking in. Robert Bogaski checking in, rooting for Team Dummy Racing, and Brandon. And Deborah checking in as well. Let's see if I can find him here in the chat. And he's here. Let's bring in a driver. We talked with him earlier on today. He agreed to talk with us throughout the race, and it's Zach Case. Caser, it's Marty and Sheldon in the booth. You got us?
Yeah, what's up, boys?
What's going on? Well, how would you describe the start to this one? I know it was chaotic. You had a spin. How would you describe it from your perspective?
I mean, overall, I think I was pushing a little too hard. I got sent 3 wide there off the start, and I was able to kind of mind my own business. And then, obviously, yeah, things spun on lap 2 there, fell back to 22nd, and got up to 11th there. If I was smart, I probably should have flipped the stage. I thought I was going to get points there, but Grasso beat me out the pit road, so hats off to him for leading the race and then also getting a stage point. But overall, I need a Gatorade, I need a hot dog, and I need a prayer. That's about it.
Well, maybe I'll get you Gatorade this weekend possibly. So, but obviously a one-stop race from here on out. How are you looking at pit stop? Are you going to go the entire way up until maybe lap 34? I'm looking at. Do you split the strategy in half? Maybe pit by around lap 23, 25? How do you look at it?
I mean, I'm probably going to try to make it to lap 30. I think that's the magic number. So get around there, split it in half. I mean, I don't think strategy is going to matter too much. I think if I get slowed down, though, and I'm caught behind someone, I might pit a couple laps early and see what happens. So, I mean, overall, I think the last time we were on a road course was the Roval last year. I didn't do bad in my debut, so we'll see if we can get a top 10 out of this.
Sheldon, you got anything?
Yeah, Zach, what are the grip levels like out there? Because you guys look like you're pretty much dirt tracking it here tonight.
I mean, I think it varies per section of the track. I think earlier on in 1 and 2 you have grip. I was in practice going down to first gear kind of in turn 8 and turn 6, even in turn 5 too, but I don't think that's really the case anymore. So I'm leaving it in second. There's not a lot of grip. It's hot, but we're going to see what we can do here.
Well, how do you feel about your chances about getting that precision Toyota Camry back up there towards the front?
I mean, a top 5 would be a long stretch. I think a top 10 though is the goal. So we're starting P9 here. A couple guys pitted there to get some more fuel in it. So we'll see what we can do, and I appreciate you guys taking the time to talk to me here.
Well, Zach, keep it between the lines. Thanks for coming up here and chatting with us, buddy. Good luck out there, man.
Thank you, boys.
Appreciate it, Caser. All right, Zach Case getting set to go. We'll restart just inside the top 10. Sheldon, first stage thoughts from you.
Well, somebody needs to get back out there and scoop some of that gravel back up off the track and put it back into the gravel traps, because I don't think they have anything to slow them down if they go off at this point. A lot of that has been spilled onto the racing surface, and it was just total chaos. But I mean, that's what I was expecting here. You know, this isn't a track that has a lot of room, a lot of margin for error. You combine that with the next-gen car where they've, you know, pretty much taken away any cushion that we had to lean on when it already felt like we didn't have anything to begin with. And, you know, you're going to get big slides off the track like that. I mean, I'm surprised we didn't see anybody try to ramp it over the Sargento cheese billboard on the backstretch here.
So we get set to go here. Grasso on the right side, on the left side of your screen. Driver's right. Will Reese will be first. Angel Hernandez in second. Chance Manning, Aaron Barnacle on row 2. Austin Smith, Caleb McKinney, row 3. Zach Case, Wesley Triplett, row 4. Matt Forns, Dennis Kane, row 5. Zach Beekman, Dominic Barbagallo in row 6. Brandon Bogaski, Wayne Garland, row 7. Justin Barkley, Devin Galvin on row 8. Ryan Fleck, Corey Crowell, row 9. Brendan Puffenbarger, Josh Neal, row 10. Jonathan Daly, Michael Smith, row 11. Those are the only cars on the lead lap. Right now, out of the race, Michael Gervey, Brian White, and looks at things here, Austin Collins may be out of the race too, if not repairing on an extended pit stop. While we wait for this restart, a reminder next week for the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. We head to Indianapolis Motor Speedway, the 500 not too far away. Don't miss out on the 65-lap show. Watch it right here on Green Flag TV. And look at what's coming up as well here on Green Flag TV. Again, if you're new to the channel, subscribe and turn on those notifications. The Beer League coming up tomorrow night at 9:20. Speed Cup Series Thursday, 9:15 at Texas Motor Speedway. Sim Racing Association Saturday at 8 o'clock, just before 8 o'clock at Kansas Speedway. Blazing Paddles is at Sunday night at Echo Park Speedway. Motor City Racing also Sunday night at Fuji. Monday afternoon, Belgian Sim Racing Federation at Autodromo Hermanos Rodriguez at 2 o'clock, and then High Tide Racing League Monday night at Daytona, 9 o'clock. So, we saw what happened in Turn 1 at the start. Do we see the same thing on the restart potentially here, Sheldon?
Well, I would hope that we wouldn't, but I'm not going to jinx anything because, I mean, we've seen Wilder already. I'm just hoping that these guys do a little bit better job keeping the cars between the lines here, but at the same time, kind of hope for a little bit of chaos because it gives us something a little extra to talk about as we see Joshua Grosso leading up the hill here into the restart zone. Flag in hand, getting ready to take her back here. And the green flag is back out. Good clean launch here for the Dr. Pepper Chevrolet, but a good launch as well for Angel Hernandez. Less bunching on the outside line than we had on the initial start here, down to 1.
Does anyone wheel hop, though, into turn number 1? Double file in the corner. It's Grasso with the advantage. Barnacle at the quarter panel of Hernandez, but Manning tries the longer way around. Kicks a little dust up, hangs on to the 4th position. They're all double wide, sighting their way up into turn number 3. Barnacle has Hernandez cleared. McKinney and Manning still side by side for 4th as they head down the Moraine Straight.
Hernandez cycles out to P3 here. Clean a little bit side by side right now behind, though. Caleb McKinney going toe to toe here with the 54 machine of Chance Manning.
Oh, Case goes somewhere sideways.
Oh, it's going to be big wreck.
Traffic and a head-on shot.
Oh,
Everyone
no.
trying to dodge him.
Oh, they're still wrecking.
Oh!
At the bottom of the hill here, the 10 machine of Fords.
He caught Triplet.
Looked like a throttle hug.
Matt Forns jumped his toe to the pits, by the way. Let's look at what happened to Kaser.
You see that wreck right there with Forns and Triplet. That started with the wreck with the 6th machine of Case. Forns is off into the grass. Don't think he was able to get the brakes to engage in time.
Oh, we lost McKinney as well. He went around just before the carousel. Just passed there on the screen. And look at Forns here in the 10 in the back.
Yep, he's in the grass. He's not able to slow it down.
Oh,
down the
gosh.
hill. Brakes locked up right into the side of the 74 machine of Triplet.
Barbagallo also going through the gravel.
Triplet is around as well.
On board with Forns. Watch this. He's just basically on ice. He can't control his race car. It's like what we saw a couple years ago at the Indy Road Course between Larson and I think it was Ty Dillon at the time, too.
It's a rough break right there.
Ooh, trouble for Galvin.
Oh, one spinning up into the wall.
He's just past the kink there. In a blind spot. Look out, Case. All is good. Barbagallo sideways off for 14. He loses a spot down to 7th meanwhile. And so after all of that, it's Grasso followed by Barnacle and Hernandez. There you see the 76 of McKinney go around.
Oh, Case is around out of the final quarter into the tire pack. It's heavy damage.
The front end is damaged. Oh, boy. Triplet having to take evasive action there.
Triplet coming down anyway to get his repairs from that incident he had on the restart lap.
Let's go to
Good
third.
news, though.
Manning's got the draft, and the draft can be key at Road America, but they're in a gravel, which can have an unpredictable braking zone, though. Barnacle a little bit wide.
Neil.
There
Neil
you see
goes
Neil.
off. You know, also in other news, guys, if you listen on the front straightaway, it sounds like the fries are done here.
Did you pick up some before the race?
I should have. It sounds like it's made a fresh batch. Oh, big wiggle there for the 66 between the Barnacle. He's going to go off the track into the kitty litter here.
That's one of his first mistakes he has made today, when you think of it.
Oh, man.
So he drops down to the 4th position as a result.
Look at the amount of gravel that is laid
It's
down right before the
insane.
carousel. Like, there's going to be no grip for these guys coming through there now.
You can definitely tell that turn 7 is absolutely, turn 7 to the hurry downs. That's absolutely calamity corner this evening.
Well, let's be honest here, buddy. I think they're all calamity corners at this point.
Yeah, that is true when you think of it like that. So,
I mean, even the straightaways are pretty treacherous now.
so Barnacle trying to recover after all that. Well, Grasso leads by 3.8 seconds on Hernandez and company. 30 laps to go here at Road America, and it's going to feel like a long 30 laps for a lot of drivers.
So
The
Joshua
Beekman.
Grasso.
We saw Beekman moments ago right in the 5th position, even in a top 5 spot. Look at the damage he's got on the right front.
I think just about everybody in the field has something to match that right now, but also interesting thing to note, that one machine of Joshua Grasso just ran his fastest lap of the race that last lap.
First lap sub 207 on the day.
Half line of 206.946 from your race leader. Blistering pace from the Dr. Pepper Chevrolet.
Beekman looking for win number 6. Oh, hang on a second. We lost Manning in the 54. Just in the background. That's in turn 4. Oh, my. He almost got caught by somebody else. Watch what happened here. Manning, a little bit too hot. Almost
got
caught
in the back
Hernandez
bumper.
at the same time.
He got in the back bumper Hernandez, and it just lifted the back tires off the ground. D-wedged that Chevrolet, and around she went.
That's another guy in the back.
No, he's still struggling with it.
Garland, yeah. Garland. He's got an angry car today.
That's a A+ for our camera operator here, though, tonight. That was a beautiful sight right there. Looks like he's
Beekman.
playing peekaboo with us.
Beekman and Barbagallo racing for 5th on the track.
That's crazy, too, because after the hit that we saw Beekman take earlier, I wasn't expecting him to have any pace, but these guys all making mistakes out here. Gives him an opportunity to get back in it. And remember, Barbagallo was one of the cars that went off into the gravel trap at the start. As we look up at the top at what happened with the 84 machine of Garland, just
Oh, we
swung
lost
way
the
too wide in the
23 as
corner.
well in Canada corner, and Barbagallo makes a move there on the right side. Barbagallo trying to fight back, though, on Smith. Smith goes 2 for 1 there through the final sector. Beautiful passes.
23 machine looking off the deck lid of the Red Bull Chevrolet. And there's a stigma around these Red Bull cars, though.
I mean,
It's,
the road cars at NASCAR. I mean, Trackhouse is sponsored by Red Bull. Look how good SVG and Zillich are.
I'm saying an iRacing stigma. You know, like when you
An
start
iRacing
behind
stigma?
the two Dale Earnhardt paint schemes at Talladega.
Yeah.
You know something's probably going to happen with that car. But 23 machine Austin Smith put together a good clean run here today, so outliving the stereotypes for the Red Bull driver.
Yeah, Austin started back in 7th. Currently running in 4th. Down the Moravian sweep. Bagaski way too hot. A great read from Beekman, even with the brake rotors glowing. And you could tell that 44 car, even with a 7th place run at the moment, you could tell he was not even going to make that corner one bet.
Oh no, you sent that deep in. It's not coming back. You know, maybe in the past, but nowadays it's not going to work out for you. As you see Chance Manning trying to recover, hanging on to the 10th spot, cutting a little bit of grass here in the Hollow Valley Chevrolet.
Manning
Down to
trying
the
to
inside here, trying to get past the machine of Ryan Fleck. Fleck going to let him have it.
Yeah, man,
been
trying to
pretty-
recover after spinning in turn 5. Go ahead.
And it's been a pretty calculated day here from Ryan Fleck. You know, he made a mistake early on, but he's done a good job grasping at it and just knowing the limit of the tire of the car and most importantly himself. some of the biggest things that you run into on these road courses is, you try so hard to outrun everybody around you, and eventually you make a rough mistake. But it's been pretty well locked in here for the 9 machine. Also a big wiggle out of the 23 machine of Austin Smith there a second ago. Thought he was going to go around and bin it.
Gasky, after cooking it in turn 5, he's got McKinney all over him for 7th and 14.
Oh, but Gasky almost
Ooh.
loses out of the final corner. That's going to open up the door. Here comes McKinney down to the inside with a great run down the front straightaway.
Yeah, McKinney almost got sideways as well, and slingshots his way past. McKinney up to 7th.
Down turn 1. McKinney going to lick the stamp and send it. Take away the position. Good run for McKinney here. And look at the gap right now to your race leader. Joshua Grosso has completely opened up another gear here at this point. He's pulled away just over, or just under 7 seconds from your second place runner of Aaron Barnacle. I mean, I just don't know how you're going to beat Joshua Grosso for this championship this year.
Yeah, Grasso, the clear-cut favorite for this as a whole.
And coming into the season, I didn't even have him remotely circled. Don't I look dumb right about now? Started the year off with such a highlight. Began the season off with a win at Daytona. A couple top 5 runs directly after, followed back with a string of more wins, and has basically been a league of his own all season. Look at the Dr. Pepper Chevrolet working around here through the gravel. Such a good run for him this season. Just crossed the line here, 7.7, 7.8 seconds at the start-finish line over Aaron Barnacle in second. Oh, we got one car off the track here. Corey Crowell completely missing Canada corner. Grabs a whole bunch of gravel, gets the car pointing in the right direction, though. No flip for the 2 machine like we saw earlier. Just look at the replay here. Just a little too deep in. Misses the exit. Way off into the gravel. That opens the door for the 57 machine of Barkley to get by. And he's going to bring a handful of friends along with him.
Side by side here into turn 1, and a nice clear for Puffenbarger in 11th over Barkley. Haven't talked too much about Brandon on the day. Hasn't really had any incidents, to say the least. Barkley had one back near the start of the show. And Puffenbarger making some ground. Our biggest mover of the race here, Sheldon, up 10 spots into 11th.
Yeah, just a good quiet day here. Picking them off as they all make the mistakes. It's what you got to do when you come to these road courses sometimes. And Puffenbarger's been pretty efficient at it. Up to 11th. Just got a ways to go before he can catch up to 10th place Ryan Fleck. Fleck kind of off in his own area code. And off the track there for the 5 machine of Puffenbarger. He's going to give it all back as soon as we started talking good about him. And he's going to fall back behind Corey Crowell. We really need to stop talking about people.
Brandon, blame me. Yeah, we should just shut up for the, final 27 laps and all will be okay. Fortunately, we can't because that's our job. Oh, Beekman and McKinney. Hang on, Beekman. Caught the grass through the cake. McKinney makes the pass for 6th. So McKinney slowly regaining his ground after dropping a couple of spots. He started back in 2nd, now down in 6th. Beekman now just trying to recover. Give him credit as well. Up 8 spots in the 7th.
Tell you what, But I gotta say, the biggest shame in modern NASCAR is them going away from this track.
I think I liked it better personally as a standalone track. I wasn't really too big of a fan of it during.
Oh,
Cup
Chance
weekend.
Manning is off here.
Hang on, Chance.
He did.
Around he goes in one.
It's way too deep in the corner. Look like a little bit of wheel hop for the 54 machine. Seems struggling for grip there. That's one of those moments where Chance Manning's happy that's a gravel and not grass, because he would have absolutely Jimmy Johnson to the first turn there if it was anything else.
Absolutely. But as I was saying, I liked it more as an O'Reilly standalone track. It was fun watching this series at there, especially whether it be late race. There were always some crazy moments, whether it be the chaos in the final laps, the close finishes, had a couple first-time winners, like when Jeremy Clements won. I think, what was it, 2017, I think it was. That was a phenomenal story to watch. And, yeah, just a fun weekend.
I thought it was great as a standalone, but I got to say, man, when the Cup Series came here, the amount of people that this facility was able to pack in for a single event was completely remarkable. I mean, it watching, the races back on YouTube and everything, it didn't look like there was a single inch you could move around that track where you weren't, packed in a borderline mosh pit. And when you sell out, a short track or something like that, it makes sense. But when you come to a road course like this with as much ground space as they have, a 4-mile circuit like Road America, and you completely sell it out 2 years on end, it's something pretty incredible. Kind of hope that we can get back here. If we're going to keep playing around with these road courses throughout the years, I feel like Road America is a track that certainly wanted to have us present.
Let me ask you this. So, have you ever been to this track before or no?
I have not, but this place is so much fun to watch and so fun to run around.
I would love to go. If I ever do go to this track sometime, I gotta try the cheese curds if they have them.
I would, if I did end up coming here, we'd probably put away about 3 bags of them, as
Probably.
Chance Manning almost found himself some cheese curds there into turn 1.
I tell you what, yeah, the way the track looks, especially just before the carousel, looks like there's a boatload of cheese curds. But wait till we go into the carousel. We're going into turn 5 at the moment. Puffenbarger and Manning this time for 12. Manning's had a rough second half of this race, to say the least. Or I should say, second stage. Here it is, I believe. That's the uphill into 6. There it is right there. It looks like a snowstorm happened and the snow's starting to melt.
Oh, we got my car off the track a little bit further behind Manning. I didn't get to see who it was.
Manning again, or no, maybe Dennis Kane.
Yeah.
Or Zach Beekman. It was Kane in the 99.
Oh, it's both of them. And Beekman, heavy right front damage. It's a little worse than it was earlier. It might just be the paint job, though.
Here's what happened with Beekman. Absolutely cooked it through Kettle Bottoms.
He almost went for a ride there, too.
Hurry downs.
Saw the left side pick up there. That car almost went for a roll.
And that's a Toyota as well. Oh, we got another
no.
one we just lost. That's
Red Bull
Bagaski.
car.
Oh, no, that's Austin Smith. You're right. Smith, who was running 3rd at the time. We also had lost Bagaski as well. Oh, wow.
He came so close.
That almost was deadly.
Oh, there goes Bogowski.
And that's why with Bagaski, into the snowstorm he goes. Yes, a snowstorm in April in Elkhart Lake, Wisconsin. I mean, that's probably possible, a snowstorm in April, right? Can that be possible? Here's what happened to Austin. Here's another angle. The high was 52 last weekend out in Elkhart Lake. Well, tomorrow it's going to be a high of 55 in Buffalo. And throughout the next 7 days, the Coldest it's going to be is Saturday with a high of, no, I'm sorry, Friday with a high of 46.
You get hit with a good polar vortex, pop down. You know, you never know.
That's, well,
I mean, anything can happen.
yeah, it's Western New York. Don't like the weather. It'll change in 5 minutes. So that's one of the reasons why I don't like that Watkins Glen that's happening in May. Because think about this. So you've got the off weekend coming up as well, and they're going to realize this was a horrible idea. Thursday in Watkins Glen, it's supposed to be raining and 54 degrees. Manning off track again.
Go on ahead and give us some rain. Watkins Glen be pretty cool in the rain. These next-gen cars in real life haven't been all that exciting on the road courses in years past, so...
But here's the thing, though, at the same time. I went to Watkins Glen for a couple of years, and I would camp there throughout the entire weekend. No one's going to want to camp in that cold weather as we got pit stops happening. Here we go. The window is actually open when you think of it for the final stops. And Josh Grosso, the first to pit.
One thing, though, Watkins Glen, if it does rain, though, just think of this. You have Connor Zolich, you'll have SVG, and Ty Dillon all battling for the win. Because for whatever reason, Ty Dillon turns into Ayrton Senna as soon as the track gets damp.
You forgot about Michael McDowell, too.
True, but, you know, Ty Dillon has, every time it's rained in a cup race or O'Reilly race, Ty Dillon, for whatever reason, is just 5 seconds faster than the rest of the field.
You see as well on the leaderboard, Angel Hernandez on the 42 is also on pit road, or also on the right side of the screen as you watch Manning try to recover, racing Barkley for 10th. Almost lost it off of 14.
Also, to throw back to DBC, I wonder what the moon phase is going to be when we go to Watkins Glen in a few weeks.
Yeah, because if it's whatever they said going into this weekend at Texas.
I think it was a waning gibbous.
Beekman.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be
Beekman
full throttle on the carousel.
off track once again for a couple seconds. That was going through the first part of the track. Oh, look at this. Josh Neal, I believe. It is. That's off of turn 4. Nope, correction. That's Canada. So it's Manning trying to recover here. So obviously we've seen all the mistakes here so far in this race, Sheldon. It's basically whoever has the less mistakes. You don't have to be the fastest at this track. You basically just have to be the cleanest, as you see Fleck go around, and that's what we've seen right now from Mr. Grasso this evening.
Grasso's been holding it together here and setting a blistering pace all at the same time. I mean, you get as big of a lead as Grasso has had here tonight. Oh, big trouble right there in front of Manning. Beekman parks it, coming through the kink.
Close.
And Manning almost almost took him out there.
That could have been disastrous. Meanwhile, Caleb McKinney on pit road. He'll sacrifice his second spot.
What's what I'll call the old dude wipe skid mark of the race moment there for
That's through the kink.
Manning.
Again, fastest part of the racetrack right there.
I was watching.
Almighty.
I was watching for Manning's onboard. It was even more terrifying. You see the 19 machine of Beekman coming down.
Beekman's basically just had it. He's coming into pit right now. He wants the tires.
That's what's coming up.
Wow.
And the thing about Manning is not one to lift. He didn't even crack the throttle there.
Dennis Kane also pitting in the 99. So McKinney comes out. Now, one thing I'm interested in here is if we see those drivers that pit late, obviously you're going to take tires, but you will be able to take less fuel at the same time. Could that be a case possibly where some drivers try to maybe short pit in terms of how long their pit stop is, maybe find a way to gain a spot or two?
Well, long pit stop for Joshua Grosso. 27 seconds inside of the box there. Wonder if he maybe got a penalty.
That could possibly be the case. Grosso racing Manning for 6th.
Oh, and Grosso almost loses it behind Manning.
Oh, boy. Yeah, I saw that as well. Very close.
Up to the bumper to the 54 machine of Manning through the carousel here. Not going to be an easy pass. Manning going to make that car as wide as possible, trying to hold the points leader back.
This could help out maybe a guy like either Aaron Barnacle or even Angel Hernandez, although Hernandez 13 seconds back. McKinney off the track in the 76 once again, and I think that Michael Smith may have also gone off track too.
Oh,
Yeah,
Manning
that's
losing
right.
it in front of
Oh,
Grosso.
my.
Grosso, a little bit of contact there with the right rear fender.
Grosso actually saved him there when you think of it. It's now Barnacle and Smith come down pit road. And same with Fleck and Bagaski.
No damage to either one of those two machines, so that could have been huge. You look at the replay here, and Manning just a little too quick on the throttle, gets loose, a little bit of a hip check there. Both cars come out straight, though.
So only car that Grosso now has left to pass is Barbagallo here in the 77, up 21 seconds on Grosso.
Oh, got another one off the track here.
Smith and Neal.
I'm kind of curious who has the most off tracks at this point.
I don't have an official count, but on my leaderboard that mentions when a driver goes off track, I hate to be the bearer of bad news for this guy, but I have number 6 with 6, obviously that being Kaser.
Case has had a miserable night here.
You know what? He did say that we could bring him in. Let's check it on how it's hanging. He even said we could talk with him even if he is battling for a position. Kaser, it's the boys. You got us?
I got you.
All right, man. You made the pit stop on lap 14. I don't know if you have enough to go the distance or not, but how are things looking on your end?
I got a pit in 3 laps. I made a couple mistakes. I'm starting to get Josh Neal, though. And I think of Devin Gallen. So, I mean, I was P20 before pit stops. Hopefully I can get up to 18th, maybe 17th. But not good. My lap times are better, though. So we're improving at something. But right now they're just not good enough. But we're going to get sent here. Okay. Oh, here's Beekman. He's not moving. And we're going to send it up the inside of him.
Beekman, I think he just went off track once again. He's been off-roading. Yep. He just exited the pit road like 2 or 3 laps ago.
I'm going to tell Beekman that's a different category of iRacing that we are not doing tonight. But I'm going to try to hold up Dennis Kane as much as I can to save some time on him. And we'll see what we're doing. This is actually harder than I thought, but, we're not bad.
Beekman around. Heavy contact with the outside fence. You might be having that conversation with him in the...
There's a spot.
You'll probably be having that conversation in the infield medical center because that was a massive blow to the concrete barrier.
That was as hard as the hit that Wyatt Walker had earlier on tonight. So.
And Wyatt Walker having another one.
And
in the same spot.
Yep, same spot, different dance. And Walker's limping his car back to pit road.
Could you say he's walking it back to pit road?
Crab walking it. How about that?
There we go. You see him off track here. Big slide. Eurobeat intensifies. Heavy contact again with the outside wall.
So I do want to ask you for the heck of it. Do you know how many off tracks you've had tonight or no? Because on my end for SDK has 6, but that's obviously not official.
I mean, I have 14 incidents. I don't know how many are off track. Obviously, I got turned. Can we talk about that? How was that?
Oh, you're talking about going to 5?
Yes.
That was a wild ride you had.
Yeah, I had no damage from that. I got damage after the fact trying to avoid something else, but here we are. I gotta pit 2 laps though, so we're gonna make the best of these old tires, see what we can get. I want P15, that's the goal, but I don't know if we can get that.
All right. Well, hey, we'll let you get back to your job and try to hold off Kane here, all right? Appreciate the time.
Thanks, buddy.
Absolutely. Zach Cates, and again, he and I were on the phone earlier today before this broadcast, and he was like, "You want someone to come in and help kill time?" I'm like, "It's during the green flag." He's like, "I don't care. Come in." So, anyway, pit stops have all cycled through. Under 20 laps to go across the line. Grosso leading to lay down another heater, a 2:06.7. The quickest lap of the day. Everyone else, actually, nope, as I say that, Aaron Barnacle, quickest on track by a 10th, 2:06.6. Problem is he's got 5.3 seconds to make up.
Say what, a lot of these guys are gonna be happy when we go back to making left turns next week, because this has been a rough evening for a majority of the field tonight.
So Barnacle back for 5.3 seconds. Angel Hernandez following the strategy of Grosso in third. Kayla McKinney now fourth. And Dominic Barbagallo rounds out the top 5. So Barnacle has 2 laps of fresher tires than Josh Grosso. That's an 8-mile difference. How important could that possibly be? You know, we typically don't say 2 laps isn't a lot, but when you consider Road America, that can be a lot of times.
No, I don't think it's gonna be that big of a difference though, because I mean we've seen how good Grosso has been all night long. I don't see, you know, even with a little bit fresher stuff, I don't see anybody really pulling that one car back to him here unless he makes a massive mistake.
So watching Grosso here off of 14. Some other racing. Puffenbarger in 10th. He's got Crowell in front in 9th. About 7 seconds back. There's a look at Kaser once again. Again, should we expect him to pit in a couple moments? Actually, in fact, I believe he already did make his pit stop, I should say. Walker has crashed again. From what I see, yes, he is spun in the uphill, and I believe 7 caught the grass, and with that right rear and around he went.
He's ready for next week.
I think he is. He just wants to head out to Indy right now. We do have a battle on our hands, though. Let's go back to Puffenbarger. Barkley on his tail, under a second behind. Barkley trying to get the draft as they work their way past Neal. Oh, look at this. Trying to outbrake, though, into 1. That's going to be tough. Trying to outbrake your enemy. Very risky at Road America.
Yeah, we've seen how quick that comes back to bite people here today.
Yes, yeah.
Quite a few times.
Yeah, you got to focus really a lot on the track while dealing with the opponent, the cars you got around you at the same time. And sometimes braking earlier can help you as well when you think about it, too.
Oh, it's all about steady in and get the drive off. Go a little too deep into the corner, you're going to most likely miss the corner, start wheel hopping, or you're just not going to be able to get the throttle down when you want to. And you've got to be easy coming off, too. I mean, it's an eggshell under the pedal kind of week, as we see one guy go off track there.
Puffenbarger.
Another off track for him this evening.
Another look at what happened to the 5, a little wide out in 6. brings out the yellow.
What?
I'm sorry, not the yellow. My mistake. Force of habit.
I was about to say.
Sorry, I'm so used to all these ovals that we go to. So Barkley has made the pass for 10th. We do have another battle for 15th I would like to look at. Michael Smith and Devin Galvin. These are two drivers that have had issues throughout the entire night, but would love to try and finish in a spot better than they are right now. Galvin really wide through that carousel, which you don't want to be doing. We'll get a key draft, though. Off of Smith into Canada corner. Looking to make the move. Smith trying to defend, though. And he does successfully. Puts the gap back. Oh, cooked it in the gravel. He dealt with the pressure of Galvin in the 95. Up to 15th. Back to 10th. Oh, I got Barkley! Wheel hopped
Oh, no.
and a heavy hit in the inside wall going into 5. And Barkley just on the radio, that was part of the plan.
Oh, I'd be back to the drawing board with that one.
And heavy front end damage. The 57.
That was right in front of the leader too, wasn't it?
Absolutely. I wouldn't say right in front of the leader.
A little bit.
Grasso Grasso actually far away. Grasso approaching turn 1 right now. That was in front of Puffenbarger. Grasso, though, starting to approach that scene, and also at the same time approaching Zach Case.
Hey, we know that guy in front of him.
Yes, we do. Case. I believe he's getting a blue flag right now. Told to let Grasso go. Gives him the lane. And again, Grasso just continues to dominate. The cleanest race of everyone right now at the moment. 6.5 second lead.
I'd like to know how many pounds of gravel and dirt are stuck in the underbody of that car right now.
Extra
All the stuff
hours
they've been
for
picking up
track
from the
maintenance to clean up here by the end of the night.
I'd hate to be a groundskeeper this week.
Chance Manning
Chance
just
Manning.
jumped on the radio. Need to throw a caution, get the sweepers on the racetrack. Personally, I don't blame him with the way this track is.
No. Don't do that. Look, we know the life expectancy of the choose cone in this league. I do not want to see a Juan Pablo Montoya straight into the back of an Air Titan. That's where we'd end up, and you know it just as well as I do.
That is true. Yes.
Which, by the way, I do think that is off, because I believe there's a 7-day removal somewhere. But okay, this is with the addition of 7 days for this week, because there is no choose cone. So this week, we have definitely met OSHA compliance. But
yes. By the way, we did have a incident with Wyatt Walker again off of 14, the purple car that Grasso is approaching. Another look what happened. Look at all this, look at all the tire marks there through the grass.
I feel like Wyatt Walker. You were talking about Case having the most incidents. I think Walker might have a beat.
Yeah,
Oh well, speak of
he
the
almost
devil.
flipped it. Case, one of the 10 Toyotas in the field this evening, and Ryan Fleck has also lost a 2.
Oh, I was talking earlier about how Ryan Fleck had a really good, clean race going, but some things changed quick.
Devin Galvin has crashed as well in the 95, just near the carousel. And he'll lose the spot back to Michael Smith for 15th.
See what happens with the 94 machine here.
Just lost
So
it.
too much curb, a little too much
throttle.
wheel. Round she goes. Tell you what, man, this place is really making me want a sausage and a block of cheese right now. Maybe even a mission tortilla. How about you? I'm getting hungry.
I want some cheese curds. There's some cheese curds, some milk, yogurt. We're in dairy country. Barkley's gone off track, by the way. And he's lost a spot. Maybe 2 to Dennis Kane. Went off in the turn 1 area.
It has been a rough night.
Absolutely has. Oh, there goes Puffenbarger. Actually, no, that's Michael Smith correction. The schemes look a little bit similar, so Smith loses some extra time as Wyatt Walker approaches him. There's your leader still. Grosso now has put the lead up to 8 seconds on Aaron Barnacle. And Grosso looking to go 3 in a row. Won at Nashville last week, fuel mileage. A couple weeks ago, took the win at Worldwide Technology Raceway. I believe the last race he lost, going back through the schedule. Did he win? Did he win Charlotte or no? I can't remember off the top of my head.
I can't remember off the top of my head either, but I'm willing to bet that he probably did. I mean, Grosso's been on a tear this season.
I'd have to go back and watch the videos, or at least look back at some fun facts. So yeah, he lost at Charlotte to Corey Crowell, and ironically a fuel mileage race.
It was yeah, imagine that. Corey Crowell fuel mileage win. Oh no, the 77 machine's off the track here in the grass.
Oh, rough break for Barbara Gallo. Had a top 5 car going, and that could be in jeopardy. Austin Smith approaching. Barbara Gallo nearly loses it once again.
Say, well, I don't know about you, man, but I am really glad that we do not have cautions turned on tonight.
Absolutely, same here. Barbara Gallo now fighting for 5th after going off track for about 4 seconds or so. How do you try and set this up here if you're Smith? Do you believe you're faster, or do you believe Barbara Gallo's faster?
You just put pressure to the back of him, hope he makes a mistake. Easiest way to do it. I mean, that's
Oh! Just caught the gravel. Smith takes advantage. And boom, shakalaka. Smith up to 5th.
Smith's been putting on a good run here tonight. One big mistake earlier, but reined it back in and has been putting together a good run outside of that.
Smith's run as high as 3rd in this race in non-pit stop situations. 13 to go here at Road America. Another reminder, next week, you're at the motorsports capital of the world, Indianapolis Motor Speedway, which should be a fun one next Tuesday, live at 7:30. Catch all the action right here on Green Flag TV. Not a lot of action happening right now at the moment. Can give you a full field rundown with 13 laps to go. Josh Grosso now up to 10 seconds his lead on Aaron Barnacle, who is running in 2nd. Angel Hernandez currently in 3rd. Caleb McKinney running 4th. Austin Smith scored in 5th. Dominic Barbagallo running in 6th. Brendan Bagaski in 7th. Biggest move of the race, Corey Crowell up 12 spots. He's currently in 8th. 9th is Ryan Fleck, and 10th is Chance Manning. Go ahead, Sheldon.
Look at Aaron Barnacle hanging on to P2. The last lap across the line, 2:09.388 from the 66 machines. But a good clean run here for the Matt Cole Tools Ford Mustang. Not too many big mistakes out of
Oh, Caleb
Aaron
McKinney
Barnacle.
has
No,
crashed
no.
real quick. That's just before the kink.
Rough break for McKinney. Running well, though, sitting in P4.
That's in Canada corner correction. He's still in fourth and just caught the grass after the kink and after kettle bottoms, I should say, and just got a little bit too sideways. Rest of the full field rundown, by the way, Brandon Puffenbarger in 11th, Dennis Kane in 12th, Justin Barkley 13th, Wesley Triplett 14th, Zach Case 15th, Devin Galvin is in 16th, Michael Smith on pit road in 17th, Wyatt Walker in 18th, Josh Neal 19th, Wayne Garland in 20th. Out of the race, 21st, Zach Beekman, 22nd, Matt Thorns, 23rd, Austin Collins, 24th, Jonathan Dolly, 25th, Brian White, and Michael Gervey in 26th. There are 14 drivers on the lead lap. Wesley Triplett just made a pass on, Justin Barkley for 13th.
The lead that Grosso has right now, almost 10 seconds now over Aaron Barnacle. Hernandez sitting back there 3 seconds back in P3. As you look at the two machine of Corey Crowell. A couple mistakes for him today, but rebounding pretty solidly. Sitting here in 8th place. I'm going to knock on wood because, well, every time we talked about anybody tonight, they've pretty much ended upside down in the gravel trap. A little bit of left front damage there. As we look back at 9th place runner right now, Ryan Fleck. And it's been a day of trying to minimize the mistakes here. Didn't have the pace he was hoping for this evening from Road America, but keep the car in one piece is the most important key to the equation. And it looks like Ryan Fleck's been on pace to do that here.
Black Hour winner back in the All-Star race at Dover. Started all the way back from 18th and 9th. There's Chance Manning trying to rebound after a rough stage 2.
Yeah, Manning ran real good stage 1, but honestly, it's kind of felt like he's hit everything but the right line here on the second stage. Burned the tires up early on the run. Big slide. Got a little bit of damage early as well. And it's been up and down night for him. You see Angel Hernandez coming down pit road here.
Couple more drivers pitting. McKinney, Smith, Barbagallo, Bagaski. They don't believe they can make it on fuel or going to pit for tires here. Try and short pit possibly. I don't know about this strategy here. If not, then this is basically for the rest of the drivers a one-stop race. They cannot go the distance.
Get everybody to the end here. 11 laps to go. I can't think of a worse place to run out of fuel than Road America. I've done it before here.
Oh, imagine being all the way in turn number 3, knowing you've got like what 3 miles to get to the start finish line. That's just as bad as Nürburgring.
It's pretty painful here when you have that happen.
Any road course is very painful. Pit stops. Some drivers making their 3rd stop of the race. So it looks like as a whole, a 3-stop race. The leader is in. Josh Grasso to make his final stop of the day. Where you just gotta be perfect. Black. It's off in 5. Barnacle also pitting.
Oh, Grasso almost had a little bit of trouble there. Oh, he's not going to be able to get into the box. There we go. Had to get a little bit of a help there from the 99 machine. Dennis Kane came out of his box as soon as Grosso was trying to come into his. The two almost met in the middle. Thankfully, the ghost car on pit road playing favor here for Grosso, but you can see there was a bit of an uneasy moment there for Grosso as he was wondering if that car was going to be ghosted or not.
Well, if he had to lift, it's okay. I'd rather lift in that situation, but easily because, you know, you're up 11 seconds. Just lift. You're in a very comfortable position right now. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. But, you know, sometimes those last second moments, you don't think about it when you get a nice scare like that.
So we've got a battle as well happening for 5th. Manning and Barbagallo. The war drivers pitting Puffenbarger and Fleck. Manning amongst the top 10. Only driver that's yet to make his final stop of the race. Pitted on lap 25. If he can get that draft, Barbagallo can get that draft off of Manning. Barbagallo's got the fresher tires, but doesn't want to use them up just to make a pass on Chance Manning. And a little bit of
he almost uses the bumper.
A little bit of kick in the shorts.
If he could have connected there, I think it would have given him a shot, but wasn't able to get to the left rear quarter panel. That little bit of damage that Manning had there kind of saved him. Left rear's kind of pushed in, made it a little harder for Barbagallo to get, exactly. Barbagallo to get to the back bumper. Sorry, guys. It took me until 10 laps to go, but I've finally fallen off the rails here. It's 77 machine trying to close again here, up to the back bumper, coming into the carousel.
See, possibly if this could be the lap that Chance pits, though. We'll just have to see if that's the case. Pit road time here, just under a minute, so it'd probably put him back to just outside the top 13, if I were to say.
Oh, and around goes Chance Manning into Canada corner,
Almost caught
sideways.
Dominic.
Almost grabs Barbagallo, gets it back going, though.
Such a close call for Chance, and this is where, you know, you got to pit right now if you're Chance. Just bring that baby into pit road.
That's just been the struggle for Manning here this entire run. Every time he's been put under pressure, looks like things are going to be good. Just steps over the limit ever so slightly. And each time it's calamity. Stay out here in the 54 machines. We're right on board with Barbagallo. This is what he got to see, and that was as close as he wanted to get to Chance Manning tonight. Oh no, Manning around again.
This is the point of the race where you probably should have pitted or just take her nice and easy. Or at this point, maybe, well, you still got a chance to get some points here, obviously. So I wouldn't tow it to the pits just yet unless the car was absolutely totaled. Do have, though, Barbagallo and Smith again for 5th, uphill into 6th.
Smith's been putting together a really good run here. Trying to recover from the mistake he made earlier. Trying to close up the back bumper at the 77 machine of Dominic Barbagallo. But Barbagallo a little bit better through this section. But here comes Smith heavy on the brakes. Makes up a bunch of time on entry there. Compromises a little bit of drive off. Working now into the carousel. Gonna try and thread the nose under here. Get a little bit of clean air to the Red Bull Chevrolet. Back up to the rear bumper, but Barbagallo shuts the door, gets the drive off. It's another thing we haven't really talked about here today, but with this package, clean air is massive. You play a lot of games with the dirty air. I mean, I know we've been talking about the issues with the lack of grip in the car overall, but it's very reflective to real life with how difficult it is to make a pass when you get somebody's bumper because that wall of air coming off the back of the car in front.
Great Canada corner by both of them. It's been a calamity spot typically for the driver in front. We just had another crash. Wayne Garland in the 84. Up in, I think that's 5. And he just lost it again. Smith trying to get the draft, though, down the front straight with 8 laps to go. Manning pitting, by the way, in the 54.
The good news is I think some of these guys here tonight are going to have enough free gravel tucked up underneath these cars to go out there and re-gravel their driveway without having to pay anything for it.
Yeah,
might be
that
the
is
strategy.
true.
That might be what's actually going on here.
Although, I don't need some extra gravel at home or at work because, Barbagallo cooks it. Smith a chance to make the path. What a save by the 77. I got a lot of gravel at work, and the gravel there is basically full of potholes. I don't need more of that gravel. I need a repay. That's what I need. 7 laps to go. Barbagallo now drops down to 6. Meanwhile, new fastest lap of the race, I should mention. Josh Grosso, how about this? A 2:06.33. This track is starting to get some grip even with the marbles all over this 4-mile facility. Ooh, one way off, and that's Smith this time. So Barbagallo gets an extra spot, and Smith having a tough time getting some extra grip because of all the marbles still stuck on the rear tires, and this allows Bagaski, who has had a couple spins in this race, a chance to come out with 6th at the end, possibly. Don't forget, when we get done here this evening, we've got OMSRL live, and they are at, hey, look at that, they're at the track that we were at last week, National Super Speedway. Watch that right after we are done here on Green Flag TV.
If their trip to Music City is going to go a little bit better than ours did last week.
I hope it does.
'Cause it was an interesting night, to say the least.
Yes, it was.
I gotta say though, how about Caleb McKinney sitting here right now, P4?
Absolutely. Give him credit.
Completely blew through the first corner and created the calamity that was the first lap here tonight. Currently hanging on, 4th place, 16 seconds back from your race leader, Josh Grosso. You know, one big mistake to start the night off, but since then, it's just been a clean, calculated run from the 76 Ford Mustang. And it's going to be really good for him in the points tonight, too.
Caleb probably thankful as Manning's gone off the track again, meanwhile, in turn 1. Back up into traffic, though. A lot of traffic. Pair of dummy racing cars, and I believe Zach Case as well. As mentioned with Zach Case, I'm sorry, with not Zach Case, Caleb McKinney is Barbagallo now. We had an off moment for a half second. McKinney, I was going to say, probably thankful that we do have a stage caution. That way he can get back up near the front of the field. Racing with Manning, too much curbing there in turn 1. We haven't talked a lot about the curbing here at Road America tonight, but drivers aggressively try to attack the curbs. It's easy to abuse the track limits. How much curb can you take before it takes something back from you? That's a little too much.
Took a bit there. Also, one thing to note, that 54 machine, Chance Manning, he's about to get lapped here by your race leader, Josh Grosso, just a straightaway back. As we see right now, Manning going side by side here with Zach Case, and this has been through the problem childs here tonight when it's come to keeping the car in between the lines. Case closing the back over the 54 machine, but the 54 starting to pull away.
That is the race for 12th. Ryan Fleck out in Canada. Also with a close call, I think he lost it as well for a bit. He's looking away as well. Yeah, he cooked it before Grasso came to him. Here's a look.
This is where Grosso's got to be really careful. Navigating some of these lap cars. A lot of these guys on burned up tires with damage and struggling with the handle of these race cars. See Grosso dives down to the inside here on the front straightaway down into turn 1. Good clean pass on the 9 machine of Fleck.
This has just been a race of survival of the fittest, and that's what Grosso's done the best tonight.
Which is crazy, because when I think of fit, I don't think of Dr. Pepper.
But if it was diet,
Still no. Got all kinds of stuff in there. Don't get me wrong, I love me a Dr. Pepper, but it is absolutely the sweet one.
it's the sweet one.
But, roll right past that as Grosso rolls right over the curbing.
Yeah, that's what Grosso's done better than anyone. He knows how to roll over the curbing and the rumble strips and not take it too aggressively where he risks losing control of the car. And he's just staying consistent. His last lap time, 2:07.93. McKinney with a 2:07.94. Everyone else on their last lap, 2:09s are slower. Again, a reminder, next week, Indianapolis. Here on Green Flag TV for the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series. This race here tonight, though, not our final road race of the year, Sheldon. A couple weeks from now, May 19th, we'll be headed to Watkins Glen International, my home track. We'll show how we'll hopefully put on a
Manning!
great performance
Canada
as Manning
corner.
goes off in Canada corner.
That
As I
time,
was...
the gravel trap did not save him from the outside. Walking a quick replay here to see him standing low too deep. He's been struggling here all night.
And that's a heavy hit. All four wheels off the ground from Manning. I want to see an iRacing down the road. If you catch the gravel trap, that the car has a possible chance of beaching it where you won't be able to make your way back on the racetrack.
I don't think the entire field would just be cluttered with beer cans stuck off the track.
That's true, but I still want to see it. It's iRacing. So, but again, like I mentioned, Watkins Glen, May 19th. That one always never disappoints.
Oh, Grosso grabs a little too much there. No, it doesn't really affect him any. What am I talking about? That's Grosso.
Still inconsistent. He's at 17.8 seconds on Aaron Barnacle. No other clear battles on the racetrack from what we see at the moment. So as we go to Indianapolis next week here, Sheldon, that may be the most important qualifying of the year, just in my opinion, because that's the race it's all about track position. You want to be starting on the front row for a chance to win. That's a track that's very tough to pass.
Oh yeah, you can get aero locked really bad at Indy, so much to the point that last year in NIS Open top split, one guy came down, the guy that dominated the race, Sean Coughlin, came down pit road, and somebody that was running about 8th or 9th all night stayed out on old tires, and it was a 20-lap run to the checkered, and Coughlin could not get past him. gotcha. No, we got one around. I think that's Ryan Fleck.
I believe so. Yes, it is.
Oh. It was a just about flawless evening, undone there with just 3 laps to go.
This is off
Dummy
of
Racing
14.
Mustang. Yep, just grabs a little too much grass.
Just nips the tire barrier.
Oh no, triplets around
We
too.
got triplet as well in live feed on the bottom right. And now we got triplet here on the replay. That's off of 1. Tries everything to save it, and I don't think he got the tire barrier at all.
He did an incredible job to snap that car around the last second and not hit the tire pack, because that would have been pretty rough for him there.
Absolutely. But next time by here, though, for Grasso is going up the hill once again, approaching the second sector. He'll have 2 laps to go at Road America, and just a dominant performance. We do have with Fleck spinning off of 14. He is racing Dennis Kane for 12, so we can put a focus on that battle as well. We also have Barkley and Case for 14th, too. That's the race you're watching live.
Now, who's going to be the first one to go off here? That's my question. Because that's what it's all come down to so far tonight.
Well, Barkley's dealing with the pressure as long as he's not focused on that black box at the bottom right. That shows it's relative. Not looking at his rearview mirror either. He should be fine. We got Barbagallo off the track as well for a moment. He's back on. But this is what happened to him going through 1. Catches the gravel, and wow, he's had a lot of saves tonight.
Yeah, ever since lap 1. A wild night for him.
Absolutely.
Coming up the hill here to the start-finish line, Joshua Grosso going to take us to the 2 lap
2
to
laps
go
to
mark.
go. Yep. Barkley off, and same with Michael Smith. Smith went off at 14. But just look at how much gravel is on the track from all the off tracks we have had. That is a very, very dirty surface this evening. There's going to be more than cleanup. You're going to need a street sweeper for that.
Trying to think of something here, but I'm drawing blanks right now. I've reached that point in the night, man.
Well, let's see what I can do for you as he approaches sector number 2.
I just cannot
I got
believe
one.
how... Okay, fire.
Why don't drivers ever get lost at Road America? Because if they miss a turn, they've got 4 miles to think about what they did.
Good point. I reached back into the old Carl Edwards archive. Why is
You're
it?
talking
Why
about
does
when he
the
won in
chick-
2010? Go ahead.
No, why does the chicken coop only have 2 doors?
Oh, because if it had 4 doors, it'd be a chicken sedan.
Why didn't Noah do a lot of fishing on the ark?
I don't know.
He only had 2 worms, Marty.
Ooh, good one. Why did the driver bring a map to Road America?
Why?
Because by the time he finished a lap, he forgot where he started.
Thank you, Seth, for Nürburgring. Yeah, ChatGPT is absolutely failing you right now, by the way, my friend.
White flag's out. 4 miles left at Road America. We'll ride on board here with Josh Grasso as he makes his way to the end.
I think Joshua Grosso certainly had something for this. That's a 18-second lead here. I stay through turn 1 down the hill. Big puff of smoke in front of him. Come down into turn 2. Which has pretty much been his vantage point all night. It feels like every time I've looked at Grosso, there's just been somebody dying way off in the distance in front of him.
All right, Road America is so long. If you miss your braking point in turn 5, like right here, you've got enough time to apologize to your crew chief before you even get back on track. At this rate, I just know that Dustin, our producer, is getting the SpongeBob meme of just the entire crowd just looking like they don't understand anything.
I'm just really disappointed that I can't use the soundboard in here. I was
Yes,
looking for the
same.
Discord cricket sounds.
Hey, I know Dustin could pull it up, possibly.
Borg Grosso here working through the carousel for the final time. Been a dominant night here for him from Road America.
Absolutely.
And this race has landed a lot better for him than your jokes have, that's for sure.
Oh, you betcha, 100%. I can't even lead a lap to save my life here. So, but approaching Canada corner for the final time. It will be 3 straight wins for the driver of the Dr. Pepper #1. Once again, continuing to dunk on the competition with the Dunked On Motorsports team. 2 more corners left to go. Playing it safe, then sorry. And through 14, a three-peat for Josh Grosso. Here at Road America, a flawless race, the least amount of mistakes. To the checkered flag he comes. Josh Grosso, your winner at Road America. Grosso winning by over 20 seconds on Aaron Barnacle, and give credit to Barnacle. Important performance for him when it comes to a playoff night or a chase night. Is Austin Smith in trouble? He'll lose out on a top 5 spot. Barnacle across the line. He finishes in the 2nd spot. Comes through. Angel Hernandez, meanwhile, making his way off at turn 14. Also been a great night for Hernandez, following the strategy of Josh Grosso this evening, and Hernandez will complete the podium here this evening. We'll pause here on the mics, and we will talk to Grosso and get you the rest of your race results in just a moment. Stay with us. The Mid-Atlantic Race Series post-race coverage coming up as Grosso lights him up on Green Flag TV. Josh Grosso, the race winner here in our 45-lap showing at Road America, wins by 20 seconds over Aaron Barnacle. Angel Hernandez is 3rd. Caleb McKinney finishes 4th. 5th is Brandon Bogaski. 6th position, Dominic Barbagallo. In 7th, Austin Smith. 8th spot belongs to Brandon Puffenbarger. 9th, Corey Crowell, the only drivers on the lead lap. 10th position goes to Wesley Triplett. 11th, Chance Manning. Ryan Fleck finished 12th. Dennis Kane 13th. Zach Kaysen 14th, Justin Barkley 15th, Devin Galvin in 16th, Michael Smith 17th, Josh Neal in 18th, Wyatt Walker 19th, Wayne Garland in 20th. Rest of the drivers out of the race behind Garland. 21st, Zach Beekman, Matt Forns 22nd, Jonathan Dolly 23rd, Austin Collins 24th, Brian White in 25th, and Michael Gervey in 26th. Set to go here with post-race interviews as Josh Grosso with a flawless performance in the 1. Josh, the mic is all yours on this performance.
Yeah, thanks. It was a fun race. It's one of my favorite tracks. kind of local to me, a few hours away, but I always enjoy driving this track.
What's it mean to win 3 straight now with the series? They haven't lost a race since Charlotte.
Yeah, makes me feel really good going into the chase here in a few weeks.
Well, next week we head to Indianapolis. What's the outlook like going in there?
I think I'm okay at Indianapolis, but it's a lot more pack racing, so just kind of have to see how that goes.
Is qualifying going to be very important going into that?
Absolutely.
Who do I give shout-outs to?
I want to give it a shout out to Angel because he had a great finish as well, and then Barkley, I know he didn't finish as well, but he had a ton of problems that he had to fight through.
All right. Well, Josh, we'll let you go. Congratulations. 3 straight wins for you. Well done, and hopefully we'll talk again next week.
Thanks, guys. Awesome broadcast as always.
And there's a reason why Josh Grasso is very good this season, and a heavy favorite to win the championship come the end of the year. A key points day, though, for Aaron Barnacle, who really needed this, and he is with Sheldon.
And sitting here with our P2 finisher tonight, Aaron Barnacle, and one of very few mistakes tonight. Just a meticulous, well-metered race here for you tonight from Road America. Get you the silver prize this evening. And how does it feel to survive? Because it looked like a landmine out, a minefield out there for a majority of the field this evening.
Yeah, no, that was the whole mentality going into it. Just cockroach. That's all I had to do. Be a cockroach. Don't die. That is it.
So getting the job done, though, a lot harder to, a lot easier said than done, but managed to make it work. Just how does it feel for you tonight to have a max points day here, given the situation that you were dealt? Because it did not look like Road America was somewhere you necessarily want to be at tonight, but managed to hold up some pretty convincing pace in the process.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm not terrible on road courses, but Jesus, Josh is, he's something. Dude laid waste to the field. I don't know what to do about that.
First thing I would probably suggest is taking them through post-race tech a couple times, tear down everything, sim rig, you name it. But P2 finish tonight. I mean, I'm sure it feels great for you for the points. How you feeling about your chances next week when we go to the Brickyard?
That's getting iffy, really iffy. I'm not the best at Indy.
Well, track position race. Just make a gamble with the 2-tire call, maybe, and a good workout in your favor. I've seen it happen in years past. Round things out here tonight from Road America. Who do you want to thank and shout out for the podium finish?
I guess basically all the bird guys, and I guess I'm almost required to shout out Josh because Jesus, that was the clinic.
Thanks for coming up here and chatting with us up here in the booth tonight, Aaron. Congratulations on the second place finish. It was good seeing somebody survive around here because even Josh Grasso made a mistake at one point. But either way, looking forward to seeing what you're capable of next week at Indy as I hand it back on over to Marty, the third place finisher, the 42 machine, Angel Hernandez.
So let's bring in Hernandez, indeed. And Angel, not bad of a finish for you, rounding out the podium, starting third, finishing third. Take us through your race. A wild start to the race, but able to come back in the end with the podium.
Yeah, I'm still not sure what happened. I'm going to have to go through with Josh and see what happened in the first lap. But yeah, overall, it was a pretty decent race. I think the decision to short pit the first stage was really what got me back up into third. But I mean, overall, it just felt good to get wrecked out and still end up competing for a race, unlike some of the races that I've had this season. So, you're happy with the P3.
What other positives do you take away from this run?
I don't know, just that I'm still decent. Not decent, but decent road courses. I don't know, I just felt like, I don't know, pace wasn't obviously there enough to keep up with Josh and Aaron there, but they're just good enough to compete. Yeah, just still have a little bit of confidence in the road course aspect.
Who do you want to give shout outs to?
Just all of the Dunk Dunk guys. Good race for the most part. Obviously, Josh got the win, and yeah, Barkley did his thing, kept the car in one piece for the most part.
Alrighty, well, we'll let you go. Great run, and all the best next week as we head to IMS.
All right, thank you.
So that's your top 3. So Josh Grasso takes home the victory. Sheldon, final thoughts as we sign off and get ready for Indy next week.
Just chaos, man. That's all we saw tonight was chaos. And, I mentioned at the beginning of the race how difficult the car was. We saw a little taste of it last week at Nashville with how loose the cars are getting on corner exit with the 750 horsepower package. And you got a full view on display tonight here from Road America. But luckily, everything gets kind of back to business as usual next week when we go to Indianapolis because, 675 package, rear diffuser, higher downforce. Should be a little bit easier for those guys to wheel and deal around there, aside from having to deal with the absolute wall of dirty air that you have if you're not the race leader in Indy. But Indy always finds a way to put something exciting together in the closing stages, especially here on iRacing. So I know that I am absolutely looking forward to it.
Absolutely, same here. And so we'll bid you adieu on this Monday night. We'll talk this Tuesday night. Excuse me. We'll talk to you next week at 7:30 p.m. On behalf for everyone here at the Mid-Atlantic Racing Series, other fine drivers, admins, and sponsors, my broadcast partners this evening, Dustin Nellis, our producer, Sheldon Atkins, my co-commentator, Marius Callis saying so long. This broadcast has been a presentation of Green Flag TV. Josh Grasso, your winner, 3 in a row for him at Road America. So long.